Here we are for another session of the Energy Awareness Training. Got lots to share with you tonight. And had a great session last week, real good one. Got a lot of questions about that. And while people are still getting on, you guys, so make sure you got something to write with and take notes with. And I'm going to open up for any questions here for the first 5 or 10 minutes before we start getting into the major content and review. Now, one of the questions I got last week that came in was about sexuality and about masturbation. And so I answered that really quick last week. Let me just give you the definitive answer about that. So what we're doing here is we're learning about the energetic worlds, okay? Energetic worlds, and we're learning how energy affects us both externally and internally. So in the review we're going to have, again, we're going to notice how energy is affecting from what you can observe, how it affects you. Remember I mentioned to you last week, and that your light doesn't come to you, it comes from you. Light doesn't come to you, it comes from you, from your beliefs, from your energy, from your attitudes, from who you are up to this point, high vibration or low vibration. What you have coming towards you is what you've been creating, what you've been vibrating, or what you're sending out. So the good news is that even if you haven't been able to change yourself in any of the personal development stuff you've been doing, that you will be able to do awareness training, because we're not thinking about concepts or willpower or a new habit or new knowledge. We're working with energy. And remember I told you last week to tattoo on your arm, nothing changes until energy moves. And that's been the challenge with, most personal development and recovery programs, which is, you want to think a different way, want to try to act a certain way, want to have a certain habit a certain way, and that's good for your 10%. Do you remember right from the first class we talked about the iceberg analogy, which is 10% of that iceberg you can see is visible, but 90% you can't see. So all of us in traditional personal development or self-improvement, we've been working with the 10% of what you see. And remember, the first phrase I had you write down is that which we can see, we can control. That which we can't see, cannot see, or we're unaware of, controls us. So this whole level 1 class is about you becoming energetically aware of the energies. There's this whole, you've been living, just observing the 10%, while the 90%, this whole energetic force that we've been discussing, is having an effect on you. And not to know it really is to go through life blindfolded. And we want to take off the blindfolds and give you special X-ray specs so that you can see what most people can't see, and then you can have an advantage that most people don't, and live a life. Remember, a good life is made up of two facets. Not only having a great life and having a great experience and good things happen, but avoiding the bad things and avoiding falling into the traps and getting caught up in stuff that can hurt you. And that's what we're doing here. So again, before I go into the review, let me cover the sexual question about the sex energy. And so our sperm is literally our energy. It's our sex energy, but it's not just for sex. It's our life force energy as a man. And your ability to produce results in the world, to pursue women, to be successful in business, to do good in school, everything that's your energy is in part based upon your sexual energy. Your sexual energy is your drive. It's your awareness, your capacity to live as a man. So we value that energy. And no one ever really taught us what I'm telling you, which they should have, which is this is a precious energy. It's not something to be wasted. It's to be valued. I mean, in the Orient, in the Asian, they practically worship. You know, they have such reverence for the semen of a man. And in tantric activities, they do a lot of activities to conserve and to save that energy. That shouldn't limit your sex life, because there are ways of being able to preserve your sex energy while you have great sex. You may have heard of that. I teach that and experience that, but that's in a later class. But let me just give you the rundown so you'll know, you'll just have a sense of that. So if you've read a book, which I'll recommend that you read, called Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's one of the standard first books that people read in personal development. They talk about the law of sex transmutation. And the author mentions that every great man was a very highly sexed man. In other words, a real horny dude. All these guys who create great things were, had incredible sex energies. And just to illustrate that, I read in the paper the other day that the chairman of Viacom, what's that guy's name? Redstone, up into his 90s was having, sex with 2 women, nightly. So, and this guy's worth about 8 or 9 billion. So that's kind of cool. But I'll tell you what, he's doing that now, but he didn't do that when he was building his fortune. When he was building his fortune, he was married to one woman, and he spent that sex energy concentrating on building his fortune, on building his career. Now, when people ask me about masturbation, I'm not coming from a moral place, a moral, immoral judgment place. I'm just saying, energetic wise, that's a precious energy, and you want to conserve that, because part of who you are as a man is the ability to achieve your goals. Doesn't matter what they are. Society judges you for, winners and losers. Winners are the ability to achieve their goals, whatever they are. Losers haven't. So there's a lot more to it than that. I would direct your sex energy and not squander it, and not get involved in and sexual dysfunction. I mean, some guys are so horny, man, they just got to look for chicks all day long, watching porn till dawn, jerking off 4 or 5 times a day, massage parlors, hookers, whatever. I mean, it's a slippery slope. It's an addiction, just like anything else, just like alcohol, gambling, drugs. Sex can be an addiction. Why? Because that energy is really strong inside a man, and we're constantly thinking, especially in your late teens, in your 20s, you're thinking about chicks night and day, thinking about sex, and there's this motor going on inside of you, and that's normal for your stage in development. But I want to give you guys the inside secrets on how to succeed. And the inside secrets are the guys who succeed, who want great businesses, want to succeed, and want great girls, understand that this sex energy is nothing to be squandered. So what the book Think Rich did, that chaptercation, just illustrates that these men harness this energy, and instead of letting it run you, you're horny, you got this energy going on, and you're trying to get sexual gratification to ejaculate, shoot your wad. They took that and they transmitted it into their work, and took that energy and concentrated on creating stuff, on building stuff, on inventing stuff, on learning skills and creating mastery. And I was fortunate enough to do the same thing too when I got this teaching. And I urge you guys to do the same thing too. Those of you guys, I had a lot of guys write me who have porn problems, and that's a problem, and it's addicting. It's an addicting thing. And who doesn't look at naked women? We all do. But what you're learning here in energetic awareness is understanding how that works, understanding the different parts of you. There are parts of you that want to help you be free, succeed, be happy, move up, attain energetic awareness, high vibrational awareness. And there are forces that don't want you to do that, that want to keep you captive, that want to keep you stuck and still in the definitions of low vibration energy. You have to be aware of this. And this is why this class is so popular and people love it, because it teaches you things that we were never taught in school. No one, certainly not in my school, no one ever did a class on masturbation and sex energy, and it was pretty hush. So you learn this in energetic awareness because it's part of your body's energy, and it's an energy force, probably the strongest energy force inside you that you're dealing with. So I think the instructors teach you, keep that energy, don't dissipate your energy so that, you'll go out, if you're doing game, you'll go out and it'll be that driver. You notice when you've got that energy, when you're horny, or when you can feel the energy, you want to take action. A lot of you guys makes you go to the clubs or makes you go do approach because you've got that motivation, as opposed to, you sit home and jerk off. There goes your energy. After you jerk off, you're kind of like, why? Your energy, even after regular sex, what do guys do? They have a good round of sex, they ejaculate. What's the first thing they do? They'll roll over and go to sleep. Game over. That illustrates your energy is dissipated and now you're tired. So I encourage you guys to be aware. I'm always saying be alert, be aware, understand that there are forces that are trying to control you and trying to rob you of your energy. It's low vibration energy. You want to be up on that. You want to be aware of that. Now, I'm not saying, never masturbate, but I'm saying don't let it run you. You run it. If sometimes you get so horny that, you got to take care of it. Okay, you got to do what you got to do, but don't let it run you. Don't be a slave of it. You have to master it, and the more you conserve that energy, the more successful you'll be. And see, here's the trick: the more successful you are at whatever it is you choose to do, the more money you make. The more people you help, the more activities that you do, the more you get out there and do something, the more you're going to be around women, and women like to see a guy who's active. They like to see a guy who's participating. They hate boring guys. Boring. They like guys who are good dancers, good speakers, who are active and doing stuff. I recognized that early. That's why I became a musician. That's simple. When girls love musicians, so I decided to become a real good musician. Now it took a lot of time and a lot of training to do that, but I loved it. Other guys become magicians, or other guys become comedians or whatever it is that you choose to do, whatever activity, it takes time and effort to create that skill. And if you're jerking off, it's going to interfere with you doing that skill. To what degree, I don't know, but it will interfere because when you jerk off, you expel your life force and it lowers your immune system. I don't know if you guys ever had the experience when you're having a lot of sex, you get a cold, or you get a cough, or you just feel run down a lot. We all know that feeling. that rundown feeling is because you're dissipating your energy. So I'm saying everything in moderation. Control it. Don't let it control you. And think twice, before the next time you get the urge. And I recommend you doing my energy exercises that we're just about to do now, because it's better for you and you conserve your energy. And then you'll be able to use that particular dose of energy that you just spent looking at porn, and hey, spend it doing something that's going to pay off, right? It's your time, it's your energy. Make the most of it. Be smart. Don't be stupid. Like the other guys who don't know what you're learning. You're learning valuable information here that can take you right to the top and create the life of your dreams. But only if you implement it. I'm giving you the information. You have to implement it. Okay, I'm going to take any questions on that. How do you stop yourself from masturbating when you want to? Well, do these exercises. Number one, do the exercise that we're about to do. And do what's called a pattern interrupt. So instead of, I'm horny, go to the computer, look at chicks, jerk my pud. Okay. Do a pattern interrupt. Go do your energy work. Do the energy exercise that I'm teaching. That's going to increase your high vibrational energy instead of dissipating it. And be careful, stay away from stuff that tempts you to do that. Porn is an addiction. So if you got it on your computer, some guys have blocks on their computer where you don't get it. For some people, it's not a problem, but for most guys, they spend way too much time looking at porn, and wasting time. You don't have time to waste, you guys. We want to be successful. We want to live good lives. We want to have good women in our lives, and we want to make a lot of money and be happy and be in high vibrational energy. So do the stuff that's high vibrational and don't do the stuff that's low vibrational. Another question. Heard of this book called The Multi-Orgasmic Man? What do you think about this book? Good book. It's a good book. And so that's like that would be like if you're just learning how to jog, that's a book about running a marathon. Okay, so there are big differences between those two things. So great book, and I'll prepare you if you continue in level 2 and level 3 with this. I'll prepare you, and I'll even show you some of the exercises in that book. But right now, the smartest thing you can do is the work that I'm giving you, because I'm scaling it down so you don't have to go traveling and reading all these books and taking all these seminars. I've already done that for you in the last 20 years. I've condensed everything you need to do to get energy aware and to start moving in high vibrational energy as soon as possible. Lewis, is watching porn and masturbating low vibration energy? Yes. In a word, yes. Sometimes, as young guys, you can't avoid it, but by and large it is, because you're messing with something that's addictive. And, for a lot of guys, they can't stop, jerk off one time, jerk off again. And some guys ended up doing it all night. So I want you to be able to recognize that as low vibration energy. And that's why we go over every class. We go over what's high vibration, what's low vibration. I'll go over it now. Low vibration: hard, dark, stuck, anxiety, fear, lust, obsessive, compulsive, out of control, self-attack, conflict, drama, out of alignment, etc. Okay, I think you guys kind of get the idea. So when you're doing that, let's go to high vibration energy: open, free, expanding, light, bright, joy, happiness. Can take it or leave it. In your truth, in your strength, happy, joyous, free, no attachments, no aversions. Want the creator energy more than the creation. Want the creator more than the creation. So it's a more peaceful, it's a more aligned feeling. So there's no rush. There's no, you got to do it. You can take it or leave it. So, you know, you can, I guess, you know, masturbate in high vibration energy if you're just cool with it, you know, and you're just going, well, you know, I got blue balls and it's been a while, and okay, you know, I think, can I do it? Can I not do it? But any kind of, oh, I'm not feeling good, or I had a hard day at work, or I got to, any kind of medicating yourself, you know, and using that to lower your stress level, it's counterfeit. It's taking you in a low vibration energy. Now, doing it once, is it going to do that? Not once. But what happens is when you practice things that are addictive, they have an energy all its own that want to control you, that want to capture you, that want to trap you. So they never warn you. You know, when it comes to alcohol or drugs, or, you know, you can become addicted on your first drink or your first gamble or your first high, and it's could ruin your life. It doesn't tell you that. In the beginning, there's a hint of pleasure. Remember what I'm teaching you guys. Out there, the low vibration energy tries to get you with giving you an ounce of pleasure so that it can lure you in, followed by a pound of pain. Okay? So watch out about that. You know, hey, you know, we all like looking at girls, and it's cool, but watch out. That's the gospel I'm preaching to you guys. Be energetically aware. Know that this is an energetic world, and these energies are coming at you from all places, from all times. Okay, I'm going to go through a quick review in a second here. Any more questions on what we just talked about? Does being energetically aware help boost your immune system? Good. Right. Make us physically healthy. I ask because I have a painful sore throat. Well, I won't be ask you what you're doing. Yeah. High vibration. Okay, let's go over the definitions again. Well, I want to do that formally, but I'll answer this question. When you're in a high vibration energy, you're becoming more healthy. You're becoming, your immune system is stronger. Your health, it's about health, it's vitality, all the good stuff is high vibrational energy. So yes, being in high vibration energy is important, and I believe essential for you can work out to you're blue in the face and you can eat greens, but your immune system is going to be compromised and it's going to affect your health. That's why we see a lot of people who are health fanatics come down with, God forbid, you know, health, life-threatening diseases. Why? You think, well, the guy eats right, the guy works out. Well, you know what happened? This is the missing element, which is energetic health, energetic cleanliness, hygiene, energetic hygiene, and energy vitality. Okay. My video audio stream is intermittently dropping out. Okay. Thanks, Tom. Does anybody else experience that I'm dropping out? Because I'm not showing that here on my equipment. Because if that's the case, I'll just go ahead and reboot. Anybody? All right. Okay, question. Recommend high vibration. Drop. Yes, every once in a while. Okay, is it getting in the way of the broadcast, you guys, or can you handle it? If it's getting in the way, I'll reboot and with that. Sure question, you guys let me know if it's getting handle it. All right. So I recommend high vibrational energetic masturbation, which you recommend to conserve sexual energy all the time. Well, my energy master told me that if you need to, every 2 weeks you can have an emission, whether it's by yourself or with the girl. So if you're going to do a high energetic, high vibrational masturbation, I would do it with, so that you plan a time. It's like every 2 weeks, every 10 days to 2 weeks. So you're planning it. It's something that you're going to do. If you don't have a girl, you don't have a partner, especially if you're young and you're burning up. What you don't want is the thing to control you right away, to just go, oh, I'm horny, I got to get off, because that's a power in its own that's trying to control you. So the answer to that is it's allowable. This is if you're going for high vibration energy. That's the ideal. Some guys do it, some guys don't make it, but what we're going for is to be able to put our energy in high vibrational awareness. So I would, if you have to, every 2 weeks or 10 days, and schedule it. And then if you're going to do it, then enjoy it. But be careful. Be careful. Now, some guys can't do it. Okay, there's some guys, if they do it once, they got to do it 100 times. I have a friend that, if he does it, he goes underground for 4 days long and doesn't want to talk to anybody. Okay, for him, I don't recommend you do that, because it's an addiction. So again, everybody's a little different. If it's addictive and you can't control it, then I recommend you don't do it. If you can control it, every 2 weeks, if you need to, that's about the norm. Okay, I think that answers that question. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to reconnect here directly with cable. So give me a minute, you guys. I may have to reboot, but I'll go directly into. Hopefully it'll be better. Cool. All right, let's get going, you guys. We're going to start the exercises I taught you. Oh, what? Before we do that, remember what I taught you guys to do before you do your energy work? So let's go ahead. Everybody sit up in your chair, put your stuff down. Sit up in your chair, relax your shoulders, put your head up, and close your eyes. And let's take an energetic scan of how you're doing. Okay? I want you to be able to be aware of your own energy. This is crucial in energetic development. So take a look inside. What's it like being in that body of yours right now? It's 7:30 here on the West Coast, 10:30 in the East Coast. So most of you are at the end of your day. So just notice how you're feeling. Are you tired? Is there any tightness in your body? Are there any obsessive thoughts going on? Did anything happen today that pissed you off? Or you're dealing with something, you're in the midst of some kind of dramatic struggle? Whatever it is, just take a look. We're going to just take a minute for you to just look inside and be with yourself just for a minute and notice what it feels like being you inside there. Okay? All right. Take a minute and do that. Okay, now still stay inside, eyes closed, stay internal. Now go ahead and give yourself a number on a scale of 1 to 10. Okay, 1 is you're in bliss, you're in happiness, you're in full alignment, you're high vibrational energy, versus 10, you got some fear and anxiety or stress or dealing with some stuff, and it's more low vibration energy. Just go ahead and tell the truth. Doesn't matter. You're the only one who knows, but it's important that you recognize what's going on inside you, and especially the before and after, so you know how you are when you start. And most people are out of alignment, or their energy's congested, or in more low vibration energy, or just kind of reaction from what happened during the day. Okay, all right, I hope you guys got your number. All right, let's start the exercise I taught you. You're going to stand up. First one, hands on the head. Rub, give yourself a good head rub. Vigorous head rub, like you're washing your hair. Vigorous head rub. From the front, from the sides, from the back, on the crown. Vigorous head rub. This activates all your circuits. It starts getting the energy moving. Remember, I told you nothing changes until energy moves. You want to change your energy? This is how you do it. Okay, now, remember I said take four fingers, put it on your forehead. Scrape. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put pressure on it. 5, 6, 10 times. 8, 9, 10. Great. Let's take a breath here. Breathe into the nose, full breath, hold, exhale through the mouth. Let's take another one, breathe, hold, exhale through the mouth. Great, let's continue. Our ears, give our ears a good, vigorous massage. Every place in our ears, inside, on top, the ear bones, all those little bones and cartilages, inside the earlobes. Cool. Let's take a breath. Inhale. Through the nose, big breath. Hold, exhale. Okay, we come to this point here. You can pound it or you can rub it. Just stimulate it though. This is a meridian, and it brings energy and stimulates the energy inside the body. Okay, we pounded it first, and I'm just going to have you rub it. Give it a good rub, vigorous rub. The collarbone here with the 4 fingers here, vigorously. Okay. While you're there, this point right above your pec, where the pec meets the shoulder, it's your sore spot. Other side here. Cool. Let's take another breath. Exhale. Okay. Remember this one, the cross crawl. Okay. Lifting our leg, right foot, left leg. 10, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stop. Other direction. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the direction we started with, right to left. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. All right. Now remember this one. Sit down. Remember the cross-legged exercise I gave you. Okay. Go ahead and take your shoes off if you got them. Cross your right leg over. Right leg on the left leg. Take your left hand. Put it on the ankle of your left leg. Take your right hand. Put it underneath the foot, like this, on top of the foot. Keep your back straight. We're going to take 10 breaths, excuse me, 7 breaths this way. Here we go. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, big breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, I'm going to release this pose now. Now I'm just going to do the opposite. I'm going to put my left leg over my right leg. Don't lean back. You want to keep your back fairly straight. Okay? Left leg over my right knee. Right hand on the ankle of my left leg. Left hand underneath my foot. Okay? Again, left leg over right knee. Right hand on left ankle. Left hand underneath my foot. You can see it just like that. Okay? Keep your back relatively straight. 7 breaths. Here we go. Breathe. Through the nose. Exhale. Breathe. Exhale. Breathe. Exhale. Breathe. Exhale. Breathe. Breathe as deeply as you can. Through the nose. Exhale. 2 more. Breathe. Exhale. And 1 more. Breathe. Exhale. Cool. All right. Now, hands like this, the hand pyramid. Take your thumbs, put them right, just barely touching the middle of your forehead. You're going to take another 7 breaths. Here we go. Breathe. Exhale. Breathe. Exhale. Breathe. Exhale. Breathe. Exhale. 2 more. Breathe. Exhale. Breathe. Exhale. And I'm going to give you 1 more new one. It goes like this. We're gonna stretch our spine. We're gonna reach. This is very good for your energy field, your aura. So we're gonna stretch. 1, 2, 3. Stretch that spine. 4, 5. Stretch at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Another 10. Stretch. 1. Reach. Reach as high as you can. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just reach. Stretch that spine out. Breathe. Exhale. Now, left hand on left hip, right hand. Stretch. Stretch it out. Really good for your energy body. Stretch it out. Okay. Right hand on right hip, left hand over. Stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And breathe. Exhale. Okay. Now, go and sit in your chair and close your eyes and just relax. Keep your back straight, relax your shoulders, and just take a moment to experience the energy moving inside you. I want you to be aware of this. It's subtle, but it's real. Just be aware. Energy is moving very nicely now through all your channels and meridians, through the exercises, through the breaths, just in that little 3 minutes that we did. So just take a moment. We're going to take 1 minute and just hang out in the silence and just see if you can witness, be aware of the energy moving in your body. Here we go. Keep breathing through the nose, exhaling through the mouth normally. See if you can feel the energy moving through. The increased breathing, the energy moving from head to toe, from toe to head. Notice it's quieter. Notice energy is moving. Energy is like water. If it stays stuck, gets dirty, and it becomes low vibration energy. The energy keeps moving, it becomes high vibrational energy. Just notice how you feel now, and remember the number that you gave yourself 5 minutes ago on a scale of 1 to 10. 1, bliss, high vibration energy. 10, distress, low vibration energy. Now notice where you are right now. Notice there's more peace. Notice energy is moving. Notice it just feels a little better now. Okay, let's take a breath. And exhale. All right, come on back. You have some water, take a little sip. Always want to stay hydrated during the work. Take my own advice. A little sip of water. Okay. How you guys doing? How do you like that exercise? You guys been practicing that? I hope you're doing that every morning. And every time you need to shift your energy. So somebody asked me, well, how do you get out of low vibration energy? Or if you got low vibration energy thoughts? Well, this is one way. You start moving the energy. Low vibration energy doesn't like it. It wants to stay stuck. So you're in high vibrational energy now. Okay. Questions, comments? As I mix myself up the magic elixir. All right, let's start going. Let's do a little bit of a review and move forward. Everything comes back to what I've taught you in the first class. And it's so important that you get that. We live in an energetic world. Everything is energy. Now, most people aren't aware of energy because energy isn't something that you can see. It's only something that you can see the result of. So anything that we see the results of, the physical aspect, all physicality came from non-physical. All physical came from non-physical. Okay? We were talking about masturbation before. Wanting to masturbate comes from non-physical. Wanting to do a physical act comes from non-physical. So when you learn how to navigate and negotiate the non-physical and learn how it affects you that you weren't even aware of or that you were ignorant from, your life takes a massive step forward. And you know more, you learn more, you'll be able to have an exponential life because you're able to see the 90%. You're able to see, remember the iceberg? Instead of just dealing with the 10%, you're able to deal with the other 90%. But you have to have different muscles and different perceptions to see that. And that's what you're learning in this course. We're learning that everything in this world is energetic, whether it's to get girls, to make money, to do great in sports, to achieve in school, to have health. It's that all of that, there's an energetic undercurrent to it. So it's not just, I'm getting along great with my girl, she's kissing me and hugging me. She's kissing me and hugging me because the energy between us is good. If she's mad or angry, the energy is shifted. That's just the physical result of an invisible energy. If you're doing great at work, you're getting along with people, customers are buying, you're making money. Below that is the energy that you're bringing to that. Consequently, if it's not working out or you're having problems or you're not getting along or money's not flowing, there's an energetic block or an energetic disruption taking place here. So when you learn how to see the world energetically, you're able to have X-ray vision, and you're able to know things that the average person doesn't know. So what we did was we classified, we recognized one of the energetic laws, which we live in the world of duality. And in the world of duality, there's two energies. There's high vibration and low vibration energy. And it's important that you guys go over the definitions every single day. I do it myself. I go through the definitions. Why? Because I want to be aware and to know both of these energies immediately. Because the sharper you are, the faster that you can recognize these energies, the faster you can keep yourself from potential danger, or you can take advantage of a wonderful opportunity. In other words, to be energetically aware and fluent is to have a better life, is to be able to have more good, to create more good, to recognize more good coming your way, and to stay away from traps, stay away from bad energy, bad people, bad girls, anything that would trip you up. God knows we experience both of those things in our lives. Okay? So, high vibration energy, open, free, expanding, light, bright, happy, joyous, transparent, in your truth, telling the truth, strong immune system, beauty, happy, abundance, joy, no attachments, no attachments, no aversion. I'm not afraid of anything. I don't need anything. I don't have to do anything. It's the flow. I can take it or leave it. There's no rush, no pressure. I'm in this high vibrational energy. And this energy, a great definition is I want the creator more than the creation. I want to be in this energy. I want the energy more than what the energy brings. Feelings like gratitude, appreciation. Man, when people appreciate you, doesn't that open up your heart? Doesn't that make you feel good and say, hey, I really appreciate what you're doing. Really appreciate, when people say to me, Glenn, I appreciate your work. You've helped me understood, you've helped me overcome stuff, you've helped me overcome depression. It feels great. Appreciation, happiness, joy, being of service, sharing, having compassion for people, having love in your heart, love to uplift people and to connect with people. To make friends, to connect with girls, all that good stuff. That's high vibrational energy. And the purpose of that energy is to lift you up, to have you fulfill your full potential on this planet. Now, we don't have any problem with that. It's the low vibration energy that we have problems with. The low vibration energy, defined as hard, dark, stuck, secretive, constricted, tense, worried, self-attack. I'm not worthy. I don't deserve it. I'm never going to be able to do that. Why even try? Guilt, shame, judgment, criticism, lust. Lust meaning, I got to have it. I can't control myself. I got to have it. Obsessive and compulsive nature. Dishonesty, lies, drama, etc. That's low vibration energy. People who are mean or unkind or hurt other people, it's low vibration energy. So we recognize these two energies. Now, energetic laws, which I hope you guys are experts at, is simple. High vibration energy attracts more high vibrational energy. So if you want good things to happen to you, then you want to be able to create and stay in high vibrational energy. If you're in low vibration energy, God forbid, you're going to attract more low vibration energy. Now, okay, let me just continue a couple of other things. So these are the basics, and we build upon that on each class. These are a given. You know, if you're still wondering, is there a high vibrate or low? You know, you need to do your work and review this stuff, because this is whatever you want to do, whatever you want to be, or whatever you want to have in life. It's contingent upon your energy. Okay, contingent upon your energy. So if you're energetically aware, if you're able to recognize energy, if you're able to take advantage of good energy and stay away from bad, you have a great life. If you don't, you're just an average guy who has to deal with all the average stuff the average Joe has to deal with, which is usually up and down, a world of duality. Feel good, feel bad, fall in love, break up, you know, get rich, you know, lose it all, up and down, God forbid, on all that stuff. But that's the world of duality. We're transcending the world of duality here in energetic awareness. So first off is for you to be aware of that. Okay, awareness and consciousness. So what we're talking about in this first phase of the class is the ability to recognize high vibration and low vibration energy outside, wherever you go, at work, at the clubs, at the gym, at the garage, you know, at the ballpark. I'll give you an example. A couple of years ago, I'm from San Francisco, so I'm a San Francisco Giants fan. And down here in LA, because there are a lot of low vibration energy individuals here, one guy was wearing a Giants cap, and he was sitting in the bleachers. And there were some Dodger fans that were guys, gangbangers or something. Guys were drinking, and they were flipping him off, and they were cursing him, and they were threatening him. Okay. And the guy just you know, the guy was there with his little boy, and he just decided to ignore them. He says, I'm not going to let these chuckleheads ruin my day. Well, so he ignored them. So when the game was over, you know, he's walking out to his car with his kid, and these guys decided to follow him because he had a Giants cap on. And these guys were drunk off their ass and ex-cons anyway. So then they jumped him in the parking lot. They jumped him. Three guys on one, jumped the guy and just beat the crap out of him, kicked him in the head, and wow. And basically turned the guy into a vegetable. And he sued, and all those guys are in prison now. But this is what I'm talking about, of being energetically aware. If I was there with my Giants cap on and I see guys like that, that's a warning. Low vibration energy is lurking. Okay, it's in the vicinity. I don't want to have anything to do with it. I want to get out of there. So I'm either going to change my seat, or especially if I got a little boy with me, or I'm just going to go and to another part of the ballpark and find a couple empty seats. I'm not going to hang around. It's the warning. Low vibration energy lurking. Low vibration energy will only bring more low vibration energy. So he didn't know that. So he stuck around. And now the guy's pretty much lost his life because he's a vegetable in a wheelchair. He's wearing diapers at 39 for the rest of his life and connected to a respirator. It's sad. But I'm telling you guys, this information can be life or death sometimes. You know, it's the same thing with going places or getting involved with people. You know, all of us have gotten involved with people that were low vibration energy, but we didn't speak the language yet. So we got involved with them, especially girls. You get involved with them. You don't recognize high vibration from low vibration energy, and boom, you're getting involved, and you guys are becoming aware now. If you get this one thing, from this whole class, it'll be worth $1 million to you if you had it. $1 million to be able to recognize the terrain around you and to know I'm safe, I'm not safe. There's a threat, there's not a threat. And it's all around us. So remember what I said, living a good life is having good times and good experiences, but also the ability to stay away from potential things that can harm you. So this is why you want to be an expert at high vibration, low vibration energy. All the questions that people ask me, they're always asking me for advice. And they go, what should I do about this? What should I do about that? All comes back to, what's the energy around it? I don't know if I should date this chick, man. She's really hot, but, her brother's in the Hells Angels, but, she's really good looking, well, okay. Any low, what is that? Low vibration, high vibration? What's the deal? I don't know if I should go into business with this guy. We want to buy some real estate together, but he gets his money from dealing drugs, but he's got a lot of money and he wants to invest with me in real estate. What do you think? Well, high vibration or low vibration. See, you can predict with absolute certainty these laws. I mean, you guys, you're able to predict the future because you know how these laws work. So, but if you don't know what the laws are, if you don't go, well, maybe it's not so bad, or maybe, if you're not clear, then you can't make a decision. And if you can't make a decision, or if you're in uncertainty, the low vibration energy is going to come get you. Because remember, the low vibration energy's job is to do what? Remember those 3 things, guys? 3 things. Who's going to be the king of the class and tell me what those 3 things, the 3 goals of the low vibration energy are? Guys know? Hawk, good job. Prevent you from reaching high vibrational energy. Yes, sir. Bring you down. That's number 3. Austin, take you all the way down. That's number 3. Great. What's number 2? To create what? Hawk gets it. Create chaos and disruption, drama, and some form of pain. That's it. So you guys, there's an energy lurking out there that's trying to bring you pain and suffering. And you don't know it. It's like a mosquito. In fact, I just got bit one, I think. You never know when they're going to lurk. They're not around all the time, but when they are around, they bite you. And then you think, dang, I got a freaking bite on my hand. How'd that happen? I didn't see that. Must have got me. How did it strike? It struck me when I was doing something else, when I was distracted, and boom, it goes to get you. You got to be aware of that, because those are the, when people make big mistakes in life, that's how they make it. They're not aware of what's happening with them. And energy awareness is the key to having a great life. So the key, energy, understand how the energies work. Now, the purpose of high vibration energy is to lift you out, to protect you from low vibration energy, to help you let go and dissolve your low vibration energy and lift you up so that you can reach your full potential of what you came on this earth to do. That's the purpose of high vibrational energy. It's an energy that can protect you, that can inspire you, that can give you encouragement, that can lift you up, that can be a source of strength for you. And later in the classes, we're going to talk more about that. I'm going to show you more things, but it's important right now. We're doing preventative energy training right now. I want you to be aware. Okay? All right. Now, I gave you guys an assignment last week to watch the movie Casino. Remember? How many guys did the assignment? Watch the movie Casino. Brian, good. So Lewis did half of it. Mark, you got no time for movies. Hey, Mark, watching that movie was an assignment for a class you're taking. I didn't say go and loaf off, man. I'm trying to teach you something. And that movie is an illustration of what we're talking about. Okay, Tom, on your list. All right. Well, when you watch it, since I give you the assignment, we're going to talk about the characters. And the characters are Robert De Niro plays the casino, the casino manager. And he's an honest guy. And he's a hardworking guy, and he just loves the casino business. But he's a straightforward and he's an honest guy. However, he's working with guys who are mob guys who own the casinos. But he's a straight shooter, so because he's a straight shooter, you know, he moves up really quickly. Sharon Stone comes along, and she's beautiful and sexy and vivacious, but she's a hustler. You know, she hustles guys, and it's not clear whether she's an actual hooker or not, but you know, she's one of these chicks who goes, you know, with the roulette table and, you know, kisses the dice and stuff. So she's definitely working angles, but she's so sexy that she gets Robert De Niro's attention. And then there's Joe Pesci, who's just a straight out, really nice guy. He's just completely given over to the low vibration energy. You know, he robs and steals and burglar and smuggles. The guy's a career criminal. And, you know, it shows that he can be a nice guy, but, you know, what he does for a living is just plain and simple low vibration energy. So the movie continues, and Robert De Niro starts to fall for Sharon Stone. And he's so captivated by her beauty and by her sexiness, and she's so much fun, and he's having a great time that he doesn't really ask himself, or he's not energetically aware of going, okay, she definitely feels like high vibration energy, but is she really? So even he was a cautious man, even though he wasn't energetically aware, but he was a cautious man, and he thought, well, if I have a baby with her, then the baby will connect her and root her more to me and the family. Actually, she actually told him when he first proposed to her, he said to her, hey, let's get married. And she says, you know what? I don't love you. I like you. We have a great time together, but I don't have those feelings for you. Sorry. So like most of us men, we try to push it and say, well, you know, maybe the feelings will develop in time. Let's give it a chance. Come on. She says, I don't want, come on. And he pushed it and he pushed it and he pushed it. So he, you know, and threw a lot of money and jewels and you know, everything you can, like us guys, when we're trying to win a girl, you know, we do everything we can to try to get that girl, and that's an example of it. And so he finally wore her down. So she said yes, and even on the day that he married her, after they'd had a kid, he caught her talking to her old boyfriend, who is a actor played by Greg, James Woods. Was great. The guy is the epitome of a lowlife. And he's getting signs there. She's still hooked up. She's still, there's still a connection there, but he ignores it. So he's getting all these signs, but he ignores it. Why? Because he wants to believe this woman loves him. She's hot. She's sexy. Like this. So this is a classic example of how the low vibration energy gets guys, especially through women. And we actually, you know, it's an example of him, you know, running towards something that he should be running against, running away from. And then as the movie progresses, as predictable as it is, you know, they have a great time for about 6 months, and then starts to go south. She starts drinking. She starts, you know, she runs away with the low-life boyfriend. Just the whole drama thing happens. Meanwhile, Joe Pesci's out there robbing and stealing and loan sharking and boom, boom. It just over and over and over again. Finally, he gets banned from Vegas, and So he starts running his deal, you know, at night and underground and stuff. I won't go through the whole movies. It's Martin Scorsese. If you guys know Martin Scorsese, is one of the best directors. Anyway, what happens is so predictable. So here's De Niro. De Niro's a high vibration energy guy, but he gets involved with low vibration energy people, and he falls from grace. They attempt to hit him, you know, take him out, kill him a couple of times, and he barely escapes with his life. Why? Because he was still a high vibration energy guy, but he lost everything because he was involved with low vibration energy people. Now, all the low vibration energy people eventually got caught. So the girl, eventually, she succumbed to her addictions, and her craziness and her low vibration energy left him, left the daughter, and went into, you know, self-destruction. I won't go into that, but you can see it. I mean, it's so clear how the energies work. And then Joe Pesci, you know, his character gets away with it for a long time, but you think to yourself, man, the karma this guy's got, all the robbing and mugging and torturing and killing. The way he goes out, you wouldn't wish it on your worst enemy. But I mentioned that movie to you guys because it illustrates everything I'm telling you. You know, I'm not exaggerating when I say that I've been able to identify the hidden energies and the hidden influences that persuade people to do what they do. And so many people mess up their lives. You know, when they look back on it, they go, how'd that happen? Why did I do that? Why did I marry this girl? Why did I get involved in this business? You know, why did I say yes to this? What was I thinking? This is how the process works. So the definition of wisdom is the ability to see the results of your actions before you do it, not after. It's the fools who go out, who look at it after. So if De Niro, his character, was energetically aware, he would have seen Sharon Stone and goes, wow, she's hot, she's beautiful, she's sexy, she's everything I'm looking in a wife. Now, let's look at the energy first. What's the energy that she's in? I'm not in any rush, so let me take a look. And if he had looked at her, he would have said, well, she's got a drinking problem. She hustles people for a living, you know, gamblers. She's got a pimp boyfriend that she's still connected to. And God knows what else she's doing. Okay. Now, with that information, he's going to be what I'm teaching you guys to be, which is energetically aware. He's going to be energetically aware. Now, energetically aware says, is she high vibration or low vibration? Well, once he has all that information, he's going to realize underneath that beautiful face and that sexy body and all that is a low vibration energy chick, individual. So energetic laws apply. Low vibration energy will only attract more low vibration energy. Now, I can hear guys going, yeah, but she's so beautiful. She's so hot. She's so sexy. Oh, how can you turn that down? That's the way the energies work. They'll give you a little bit of pleasure, an ounce of pleasure, followed by a pound of pain. And what he went through and what he goes through in that movie with her, he gets an ounce of pleasure and he gets a ton of pain. I mean, a ton of pain you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. And that illustrates it. Now, he survives because he's a high vibration energy guy, but his mistake is he doesn't understand that if you're in contact and in league with low vibration energy people, eventually it's going to corrupt you. So he has a good run for a year or two or three, and then the energetic laws kick into play. The karmas come into play, and boom, he's destroyed, and he barely escapes with his life. So the movie's a great illustration of what happens. You know, everybody's happy in the beginning. Everybody's happy as can be, happy as a clam. You know, everybody's getting along. But if you're not energetically aware, you know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. And I want you guys to be aware of that too. Okay, so that was the homework for Casino. Watch that movie, get educated. I'm not a big TV guy or movie guy, but I always like to see things that teach me a lesson, that make me smarter, that make me more aware. Anything that can do that for you, whether it's a book or a movie. You know, I took a trip a couple of weeks ago to hang out with a man who was one of the wisest and most spiritual, high vibration energy guys I know. So I make it a point every chance I get to connect to more high vibrational energy, because high vibration energy attracts more what, guys? More high vibrational energy. All right, that's the piece on Casino. Questions? Do I watch Marvel superhero movies? I don't, to be honest with you. I don't, not a real big movie buff. But you know, if something's really good, you know, even you take a movie called The Departed. You guys see that one? That's another Martin Scorsese movie. The karma is the same thing. Everybody's doing great in the beginning, but they plant the seeds. Listen carefully to what I'm telling you guys now. Planting the seeds. Write that down. Whatever the seeds that you plant for a project, for a relationship, for a business, if the seeds are high vibration energy, you can expect a high vibration energy outcome. If the seeds are low vibration energy, you can expect a low vibration energy. And, you know, I have to admit, you know, when I was learning this stuff, you know, and I had planted some low vibration energy seeds with a girl, I tried to turn her around into high vibration energy. You know, I realized I suddenly understood everything I'm teaching. I go, whoa, this is low vibration. I got to turn this around. But you know what? You can't turn it around, because the seed level, it contains the whole, like if it's a tree. If it's an oak tree, that oak tree, whether that oak tree is going to grow or whether it's going to wither and die, is all in the seed level. So this is why it's so important to be energetically aware, you guys. Okay, a couple questions coming in here. If you love a girl, even if she breaks up with you a year later, how do you deal with this? Do you just view it as just another girl, or that's how life is? Good question, Austin. So when you're in energetic awareness and you're connected to high vibrational energy, you realize that everything happens for a reason. That we're on a journey here through life, and we come in here and we're all on an escalator, and we've come from a place and we're going to a place. So there's always two things happening at a time. There's what you're dealing with, and there's the higher order of things. So for example, you know, if you look back to something that was tragic, or that you had a rough time with, you know, for me it was, you know, a breakup of a girl that I really loved, and actually was up in San Francisco. Girl, we were tight. This is, you know, was the best girl I ever got, and I didn't want to leave her. We had problems, but didn't want to leave her. And but my calling was to move down to LA to pursue, you know, careers and stuff. And I went through a lot of pain in leaving that girl at the time. Now, as I look back on it, it was the best thing I ever did. It was the smartest thing to do, because if I hadn't left her, if I had stayed up there, I never would have gotten the opportunities and the growth that I did. But at the time, it was stressful. I was going through a lot of heartache. So what I want you guys to do, this is a new concept I'm giving you tonight, is understand that behind everything that you're dealing with today, there's a higher order involved. There's a higher process that you're on for you to learn, to grow, and evolve. So what I didn't know then is that there was this force that was taking me in and making, and all these things that didn't make any sense to me at the time that they were happening. Down the line, I can see how one thing happened to lead to this, to lead to that, to create more of this, to create more of that. And you recognize that there's a fundamental, it's called The Implicate Order, is a book by a quantum physicist named David Bohm, where there's things that are happening, continually happening, and we can't see them. All we can do is deal with what's happening today. So this is why in today's lesson, it's so important to recognize high vibration energy is right here and right now. Low vibration energy is either in the past or in the future. I'm going to illustrate this here in a minute. So hope that answers that question that you had. I can feel low vibration energy in my body right now. I can feel the urge to masturbate later after the session. Well, don't look at my picture when you do it, okay? Thank you, Lewis. Just kidding you, man. Look, you got to laugh at this stuff, okay? Don't take everything so seriously. I'm going to give you an exercise here to deal with it. Now, Lewis, if you did the exercises that we did, it should take you out of that. So we'll come back to that. Can we reach a super high vibrational energy level that we can influence the low vibration energy people become high as well, or the only thing is to avoid? Pac, that's a great question. Good question. Yeah, you can. You can attain a high vibration energy level, and you can have the potential to be an example for low vibration energy people. And the best way to do that is not to engage with them. Like, for example, you know, I have a friend of mine, guy I've known for many years, and I like him. He's a good guy. You know, sometimes we used to watch games together and go out to concerts and stuff. But as I became energetically aware, I noticed that every time I would talk to him on the phone, be complaining about something, he may be making promises that I knew he wasn't going to keep. You know, one of these guys, yeah, I'll take you to dinner one of these days, or yeah, you know, we'll go tickets to a ball game one of these days. Just one of those type of guys. And then when I'd ask him about it, hey, you said we were going to, oh yeah, well, we'll do it next week, or you just a bullshitter guy, you know. And then I'd say, well, you mentioned that we were going to do this. Yeah, well, we'll do it later. We'll do it next week. And finally, I'm like, you know, I don't feel good. I don't feel good hanging out with this guy. I don't like the interaction. It stresses me. You know, I'm a nice guy. I keep my word, and I don't bullshit people. Why am I letting somebody do that to me? So I just stopped communicating with him. You know, you know, if he calls me or texts me, I wish him the best. And he says, well, let's go do this, let's do that. I go, yeah, because I know he's not going to follow through. So I just disengage myself. It's some word you're going to learn tonight, disengage. So the best way for me to be an example of somebody like that is to have a great life, to have a life filled with love, with joy, with peace, with great people, to do good things, to leave a legacy of people that I've uplifted, or businesses that I've built, or things that have contributed high vibrational energy. That's the best way to do that. You know, I can't change him, even though I'd like to. You can't change people, because we all have free will. We have free will. You know, we have free will in the sense that we can choose, well, I'm going to go for the energy, or I'm going to go for the pleasure. And I'm going to work on myself and work on my character defects and on my low vibration energy, or I'm just going to say screw it and have a good time and eat, drink, and be merry. We all have that choice. For you guys, you guys show that you're high vibration energy guys because you're on this webinar, you're in this class. So I congratulate each and every one of you for taking a bold step to do something about your situation. So the best way to deal with low vibration energy people is to always be polite. You know, if I see the guy, I'm polite, shake hands, but I'm not gonna spend time or energy around that. You know, I'm sure, you know, if I go into a bar, you know, some dive bar watching a ball game, I might have a good time. But, you know, there are people getting drunk in there. There are people who are, you know, alcoholics and stuff. And I know that's low vibration energy. Now, I'm not judging people. God bless them. God bless everybody. But I'm being energetically aware. And it's your duty to protect yourself energetically out there. Because if you don't protect yourself, then it's like walking into a minefield blindfolded. Okay. Should I take a job which is a bit low vibrational, not anything criminal, just something which provides a service that isn't high vibration energy in order to get money so I can go after my dreams and get a job which is high vibrational? High vibration energy you move, but low vibration energy circumstances. Asthmas. Here's another example of somebody asking me for advice. Okay, so what do? I say, Rasmus, let's check it out. Now, everybody in low vibration energy hopes it works out. You know, when a guy robs a bank, he hopes that that's the last time he's going to has to rob a bank, and hopefully he'll have money and he'll go straight. Or, you know, when people are ripping people off, you know, they go, gee, like Bernie Madoff, and if you know him, the greatest Ponzi scheme guy in the world. You know, when he was ripping people off, he really didn't mean to. You know, he said, I really didn't mean to. I was hoping one day that I would earn enough money so that I could make this Ponzi scheme legitimate, so that it would be legitimate and people wouldn't lose their money. You know, it's the best intentions. You know, so many, you see so many people in the movies go, they're going to do one last criminal caper. You know, like Ocean's 11. Remember that one, Ocean's 11, where they're going to rob Las Vegas and everybody's going to be set for life? Or do you see that movie Blow with Johnny Depp, where he's going to do the last drug deal that's going to set him up for life? And you know what? It always works out the way I'm telling you. Low vibration energy has to attract more low vibration energy. You can't escape it. Now, you can risk it, but the energy will follow you around. You know, might not get you tomorrow or next week, but the energetic laws, you know, this world is a world of balance. Do you ever notice in the universe, you know, sometimes it pushes the law a little bit, but you know what? The sun always comes up and it always goes down. It never comes up twice or skips a couple of days before it goes down. There's always a rhythm to the universe. And it's the same thing with the law of karma or the law of energy. Again, remember what I taught you. Everything physical comes from non-physical, comes from the energy around it. So if you're, you know, I read one time about, you know, women who are hookers, and they said, well, I escorts, no, it's escorts. I remember this girl saying, well, I buy nice things. I have a Gucci bag. I drive a Mercedes. I live in a beautiful apartment, you know, and I've got lots of money. And that money doesn't know, that money in my purse doesn't know where it came from. No, it doesn't know, but you know where it came from. And you can't escape the energetic laws. Can't escape them. You can put them off for a while. And like in Casino, you know, Joe Pesci, he got away with it for a long time, you know, 5 years of this. But sooner or later, the energetic laws are going to catch up to you. So I recommend, see, when you do this work enough, you don't want to have anything to do with low vibration energy. You don't care how much money they're offering you. If it's low vibration energy, there's going to be a problem up ahead. Okay, so you can either take the information I'm giving you or try it out for yourself and then report back to me, as so many people have. Okay, that's Rasmus with the job. Any tips on managing, Austin, any tips on managing alcohol consumption? Seems the more you work, the more you turn to alcohol. Even though I love my job, yet this alcohol drags me down. You know, I am not an alcoholic yet. Yeah, that's right, yet. Yet I can't see living without it completely, but I drink so much, it hinders my performance, low versus high. Okay, so let me give you the deal on alcohol. Alcohol and drugs are in the same category. They're blatant low vibrational energy. Blatant low vibration. Cigarette smoking, blatant low vibrational energy. And I'm going to throw pot smoking in there as low vibration energy. So before you guys get all excited, let's go back to the terms. Energetically awareness, okay? And high vibrational energy is open, it's free, it's expanding, it's moving up, it's moving out, it's creative, it's flowing, it's free, it's happy and joyous unto itself, needs nothing, no thing, no substance, nothing to be able to be in this energy. That's what energetic freedom is. You're free of needing anything outside of the energy to lift you up. Happy, joyous, free. What's low vibration energy? Low vibration energy is a little bit of pleasure that's masking a lot of pain. It's secretive. It's isolated. It's obsessive. It's compulsive. It's needy. It's addictive. It's irresponsible. There's guilt. There's shame in it. There's helplessness. There's powerlessness, etc. So you look at alcohol, and what does it do? Tastes good, great. But if you start drinking, and you have another one, and you have another one, what does it do? It intoxicates you. That means that alcohol not only is bad for your body, it's really bad for it, but it also lowers your immune system. It lowers your consciousness. It numbs you and dumbs you down. Now, there's some pleasure. You know, you get drunk, or you start having a couple of drinks, you're like, you know, like I saw a couple of minutes of Arthur on late night TV. You know, the guy's, you know, funny drunk, but he's still out of control, and he's still at the grips of that addiction. I do addiction counseling, so I'm very up on this subject, you guys. And so a lot of people can have a glass of wine, and that's it. Great. What I would tell you as guys who want to have the very best in life is don't fool with it. You know, I mean, if you can have a beer once in a while and it's not a problem, that's up to you. But in my mind, why fool with it? Because it's only a potential there to take you down. And so many people who are alcoholics, you know, they didn't start that way. You know, they started, you know, having a beer, you know, after work, and six-pack after works, and, you know, girls, let's go out for a couple of glasses of wine. Okay, so you're in the habit, you're interacting with that low vibrational energy. Now, what happens is when you get stressed, you know, or you have a tough day at work, what do? You want to medicate yourself because you're not energetically aware. So what you're going to learn in this class is everything that you do with alcohol or drugs or food or gambling or sex, you can have that great feeling in high vibrational energy. You can have it even better because it's not addictive and it's the real thing. All this other stuff is just counterfeit. It's counterfeit, and its job is to try to distract you and take you in. So when you're messing with alcohol, you know, it wasn't a problem when you started, but you know what? Now you're starting to drink a little more than you know you should, you know? And what's happening is that low vibration energy knows exactly, oh, one more drink. Oh, I had a hard day. Oh, give me a drink. You see that on all the movies. Anybody who's stressed, they go right to the bar. They get into a fight. Somebody gets into a fight, they go right to the bar and pour themselves, a drink. That's drug use, man, and it's low vibrational energy, and you're opening up a possibility to take you down. Don't make any decisions yet. Stay with the class, and I want to start taking you to some really high vibrational states. We're going to do that in the next 2 classes here. So let me give you the short answer. That's the short answer on that one. Bohm, B-O-H-M. He was the physicist that I'm talking about. Bohm studied physics at graduate level, but never learned any of this. Yeah, well, this is consciousness and awareness energetics. See, theoretical mathematics, or you're just working on equations. The power of this work is I've been able to observe how energy works and to be able to concise it in a way where we can identify it so you can have a better life with it. It doesn't do you like that book. It's called The Implicate Order by David Bohm, B-O-H-M. Man, that's a tough read. Unless you're a physicist or a quantum physicist, there's so much math in there, it give you a headache. Okay, but you don't need to know that. You just need to get the gist of what he's talking about so that you can use it effectively. That's why I'm giving you guys over 23 years of personal development work, books, research, personal study, classrooms, seminars, etc. All this stuff, I'm concising it. I'm getting to the meat so that you don't have to waste your time, with some dogma or some kind of doctrine that has nothing to do with you having a better life. Okay. Getting to philosophical now with my questions. What is truth? What is beauty? Okay. You answer that for yourself, Austin. What is truth? Whatever's truth. Truth is telling the truth about what's happening. Like saying you drink too much. That's your truth. Okay. Or staying away from it. That's your truth. I'm not talking about esoteric truths. I'm talking about, how's your life going? Are you in high vibration or low vibration? That's what it means to tell the truth. If you've got low vibration energy habits, and we're talking about that. And again, I mentioned alcohol and I mentioned drugs. Yeah, people get high. People smoke pot all the time. Does it hurt them? Most of the time when people smoke pot, they want to get high and they want to medicate themselves. They want to feel good. Cool. Well, you're using a foreign substance to do that. And it takes you to an altered state of consciousness temporarily. And then you move out of the state of consciousness. And then you need to smoke a joint again to go back to that state of consciousness. So pretty soon, over time, you've got a dependence going on or an addiction. And I'm here to tell you that you can get high in high vibration energy and stay there without drugs. So, for people who don't know any better, yeah, okay. Smoke a joint. I'm definitely for it being decriminalized, but it's like Tyler said. He quoted one of the things in his seminars. He says you can take that, but you can't compete. So if you're trying to compete for the girl or trying to compete for the job or trying to better your life, the guy who's trying to get the same thing you are, you're smoking dope and he's not. You're frying your brains out. You guys know that. We used to make fun of stoners. You guys ever watch the Cheech and Chong movies? They're hilarious because these guys are, remember Spicoli in Fast Times at Ridgemont High? Hilarious. I'm so wasted. Yeah, right. Well, you're frying your brain cells. So high vibration or low vibration? I rest my case. Okay. Thank you for the answer. Gone late. Have you talked about other methods of getting out of your head today? No, I'm just about to. Something you can do when you're in a situation, when you're in your head. Okay. So here's the new stuff for today. I mentioned this really briefly on our last class, but I want to go into it specifically here. So I want you guys doing your energy work, your energy preparation, I should call it, every day. So it starts with taking an energy scan of how you're doing. You want to know where you start with. You know, it's like your gas gauge. When you get it in your car, you look at how much gas do you have? Because that's going to tell you, do I need to stop at the station? Am I good to go? Can I take a long trip? You got to know where you're starting. So the first thing I want you to do is when you do your energy preparation, do what we did when we started the class. Take a look inside and notice how you feel. The more you're aware of your own energy, the sharper you're going to be, and the more energetically aware you are, because you want to get to the point where you can spot low vibration energy like that. Is it coming in? Is it in my thoughts? Is it in my feelings? Is it in my emotions? Are my shoulders tight? Am I obsessing on something? You want to be an expert at this, and you become an expert by drilling. Repetition is the mother of skill. That's why I mention this in every class, to know your definitions of high vibration and low vibration energy. All right, so let's talk about getting out of your head literally today. So remember I told you that low vibration energy, they're low vibration energy people, places, things, locations, times of day, etc. Well, especially there's a low vibration energy location in your body. And can you guess where it is? Right here. Right here. So whenever you're in low vibration energy, in other words, not feeling good, stressed, worried, upset, your consciousness is in your head. That's why you hear the term, the guy's in his head. And what that means is when you're in your head, you're connecting to an energy I call the ego mind. The ego mind. And this ego mind, which stands for exit goodness out, this is the chatterbox. This is the what I call the emotional terrorist in your head that judges and criticizes and puts everybody down and finds things that are wrong with this and finds things that are wrong with that and says, you're not good enough. You don't deserve this. Why are you so dumb? You know, they don't like you. Blah, blah. It's just that yucky voice inside you that just drives you nuts. That is the henchman of the low vibration energy. So remember what I told you? You can't believe everything you think. Why? Because the low vibration energy can hack into your thoughts. Can hack into your thoughts and have you think thoughts that are not your own. What does that mean? We came into this world to be high vibrational energy beings. That's who we are naturally. So, we're here to be happy, joyous, and free. But why we're not is because the low vibration energy, which is alive and well in this world, has an opportunity to knock us off, to try to do its three things: to pull us away from high vibration, to create chaos and disruption, and to take us down. And it can insert its thoughts into our head. Remember the example I gave, me driving across the Golden Gate Bridge. I was happy, in a great mood, no reason not to be. And then this thought says, drive into the opposite lane, see what happens. That driving in the opposite lane would cause a head-on collision. That is something that would destroy me, God forbid, or is bad for me. That is not my thought. That is not who we are sourced to be. That's a foreign, alien, intelligent thought that was inserted by this low vibration energy to keep you away from high vibration energy, create chaos and destruction, and ultimately take you down, which if I had done that, that would have taken me down and out. So when people start thinking about doing themselves in, or committing suicide, it's funny, in our darkest periods in our lives, when a girl breaks up with us or we go through hard times, immediately those thoughts start coming in. Where do they come? It's like, I broke up with a girl, and the thoughts are like, oh, you'll never be loved again. She was the last girl on earth who will ever love you. You might as well just check out, end your pain. Huh? What does breaking up with a girl have to do with doing myself in? But that's the way it works when you're hacked. So this takes place in your head. So when you're in your head, you're under the gaze, you're under the power of low vibration energy. You see guys like this? You see a lot of homeless people that way, just in torment. Just listen to this voice. And you know which voice it is. It's not the positive voice. It's the low vibration energy voice. So its mission, hold on, I feel a sneeze coming. Let me shut the door. Do I hear Gesundheit? All right. Give a Gesundheit to your teacher. Thank you. So when you're up here, this is where the chaos takes place. That's why, do you remember I mentioned in football, when the guys, when the punter is about to kick the winning point, there's 5 seconds left or 10 seconds left, and he only needs 1 second to kick the field goal, and he goes out to kick it. What does the opposing coach do? Timeout. Why? Why does the coach call timeout before he's about to kick the ball? So he'll think about it. So he'll be in his head and go, oh, hope I don't blow it. Oh, I hope I don't miss it. Boy, if I missed it, I'd be embarrassed, and I'd let my team down, and I'd be a goat, and they might fire me, and I hope I don't miss it, And you know what? About 40% of the time it works. They miss it because they're in their head. So what's happening? When you're in your head and in low vibration energy, that low vibration energy will either take you into the past and remember times when you were victimized, when you were hurt, when you screwed up, when you were embarrassed, or it'll take you out into the future and visualize. It's really what happens like in game when you're going to make an approach, especially if it's, a high value girl that you don't like at. The mind takes you into the future. What if she says no? What if she tells me to get lost? What if I'm embarrassed? What if people see or turn me down? Then how will I feel? So you're either in the past, recalling low vibration energy memories that don't feel good, or you're in the future, playing out horror movies of the worst possible thing that could happen to you. So when you're like this, you're not going to do anything. This thing's got you hook, line, and sinker. So when you're in your head, so to speak, when you're just going round and round in what I call closed loop thinking, the low vibration energy's got you in its power, and you can't get out. You can't, what do I mean? You can't talk your way out of it. You can't say, let's discuss this. Let's analyze this. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're wrong. Let's debate this. Can't do it. It's too strong. There's nothing that you can say or think to get you out of this. So you know what it's like? It's like if you're in ISIS territory, all of a sudden you have to parachute out over the Middle East, and all of a sudden you realize, I'm in ISIS territory. I'm an American. I'm in ISIS territory. Now, should I go find the nearest ISIS station and go, hey guys, I'm an American, but I'm a nice guy, and I'm sure we can work this out. So let's sit down at the table and reason like rational men. Will that work? Hell no. You know that you're in foreign and hostile territory, and there's no debating, there's no white flag, there's no nothing. You can only do one thing when you're in foreign and hostile territory, and that is get out. Get out as fast as you can. So when you're in your head and low vibration energy's got you, it's going to block you from high vibration energy. It's going to create chaos and disruption, and it's going to eventually take you down. How far down? As far down as you let it. So there's only one way to get out of your head, to get out of foreign and hostile territory. And I want you to write this word down. The word is to disengage. Disengage. Now, I'm going to remind you of a formula I gave you last week called 5. 5. Focus, intention, visualization, which creates experience. FIVE. So what we're going to do is focus, intention, visualization. When I realize I'm in my head, I'm low vibration energy's got me. I go, there's only one thing I can do. What's that, guys? Disengage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm going to hear and locate where that chatter is, that yak, what I call my consciousness, your consciousness. And I'm going to take my consciousness, and I'm going to visualize that consciousness getting in an elevator and inside my head, and move. My consciousness is going to move down. So the elevator is going to move that consciousness down my neck, down my chest, down my abs, all the way down to the bottom part of my spine. The bottom part of my spine, which I call your center point. Please write that down, your center point. So after I get down there, I'm going to teach you an exercise called squeezing the PC muscle. I think we did that. So we're going to squeeze the PC muscle 7 times. And on the 7th time, we're going to hold it for the count of 7. This is really good for you in a lot of different ways, not just for energy awareness. It's really good for sexuality. It's really good for self-control. It's good exercise. So squeeze it for the count of 7 and then release it. Why do we do that? It shifts our focus. We want to get out of our head, and we want to get into our body. Out of our head, into our body. So when we do the elevator moving down, we're going to put our consciousness at the bottom part of our spine. And what that means is, this is our power spot. You guys in martial arts know that in martial arts, your power spot is right here. They call it the Dan Dien. This is your power spot, where your power is located. Okay, so when you're breathing from this spot, when you're thinking from this spot, when your operational is from down here, you're centered. You're not in your head, you're centered. That's why I call it the center point. And from this place, you get much added strength. So after we do our PC squeezes, I'm going to have you say out loud, this is my place of strength. I'm going to breathe from here. I'm going to think from here. This is my place of power. Then I'm going to have you feel the floor underneath your feet. I'm going to have you feel your thighs on your hands. And just have you experience what it's like to be down there in the center point. Notice the shift. Okay? So I just explained it, Now we're going to do it. I think before we do that, I'm going to teach you one more thing so we can put it all together tonight. As it's starting to get late, I want to start wrapping up. I want to teach you the energetic breath. The energetic breath. Now, remember I said our consciousness is shifting out of our head to our center point right here. So the energetic breath is as follows. I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to visualize that my nose is down here. So I'm going to be breathing from here out, not just up, but out. I'm going to take an energetic breath and I'm going to breathe through my nose for the count of 7. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm sorry, for the count of 6. I'm going to hold it for the count of 3. I'm going to exhale for the count of 6. So 6, 3, 6 through my mouth. 6. I'm going to pause, breathe normally. I'm going to take my next energetic breath. I'm going to close my eyes. Imagine my nose is down here. Taking an energetic breath. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Big breath. Hold it for the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe normally. Pause. That's the energetic breath. So you're gonna learn these 2 new pieces tonight. And I want you to practice up on them this week, because I'm building a platform so that I can give you a really good piece to build your energetic framework to start moving out of low vibration and into high vibration energy. That's our goal for this level 1 class. All right, so take a swig of water. And here we go. Go ahead and close your eyes. And just listen to that chatterbox in your head. What is this exercise? What's this guy doing? Is this thing really good? I don't know about it. What time is it? I don't know. Did I eat anything? Yak. Okay? Feel that ego, the ego mind, the emotional terrorist in your head. Good. Now, I want you to say out loud, I'm taking back my energy. Clap your hands. I want to hear all you guys say, I'm taking back my energy now. I'm making a decision. I'm not going to be a victim of the ego mind. I'm not going to let the mind, the ego mind, the low vibration energy make me its bitch. Okay, I'm taking back my energy. So taking it back means I'm going to focus on my consciousness in my head. I'm going to put it in an elevator and visualize that elevator taking my consciousness down, all the way down, all the way to the bottom part of my spine, to the basement floor. Boom, basement floor. So my consciousness is out of my head. My focus, my awareness is out of my head into my center point, the bottom part of my spine. Now to illustrate that place, we're going to take 7 butt squeezes or PC squeezes. Okay, here we go. Squeeze, number 1, squeeze, release. Number 2, squeeze, release. Number 3, squeeze, release. Number 4, squeeze, release. Number 5, squeeze, release. Number 6, squeeze, release. Now number 7, squeeze it. Now keep it squeezed for the count of 7. Squeeze it. 1, 2, keep squeezing it. 3, 4, keep squeezing it. 5, 6, keep squeezing it. Number 7, relax. Okay, now your focus is down there. Now feel the floor underneath your feet. I want you to focus on being in your lower body, out of your head and in your lower body. So feel that floor underneath your feet. Put your hands on your legs and be in your body now. Be in your body, out of your head and into your body. When you're into your body, you're out of the past, you're out of the future, and you're right here, right now, in the place where I call response able to respond to what's here right now in front of you. Not in your head, not in the past, not in the future. You're completely out of your head and into your center point. Okay? Just take a minute to do that. Be in your center point now. And say, this is my place of power. This is my place of power. Out loud. This is my place of power. I'm breathing from down here. I'm thinking from down here. I'm operating from down here. This is my power supply right in here. Bottom part of my spine. Just be there for a minute. Now notice the shift from just a few minutes before, when you were in your head, that chatterbox, heavy and loud and overbearing. Notice down here, it's quieter. There's more space. You're more in control. Feels better. This is where your high vibration energy is located when you're in your body. You're centered. You feel the floor underneath your feet. Now, the last part of this is the energetic breath. So you've already felt a shift from being in your head to your center point. Now we're going to increase the high vibration energy, because we're going to start moving energy with the breath. The breath is the best way to move energy. So go ahead and close your eyes. Concentrate on being at your center point. And let's take an energetic breath. Imagine that your nose is down there. And let's breathe. Inhale. 1, through the nose. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Big breath hold for the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Shh. Let me hear you. Shh. 4, 5, 6. Get all the air out. Pause. And just pause for a minute. That's like a common abbreviation. Okay, let's do another one. Tune into your center point. Imagine that your nose is there and breathe. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Big breath. Hold for the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure your eyes are closed. Pause. We're moving energy now. You want to be aware of the energy moving in and moving out. Okay, let's do a couple more of these. Energetic breath. Tune into your center point. Imagine that your nose is there and breathe. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Big breath hold for the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent. We're going to do 2 more of these. Tune into your center point. Imagine that your nose is there. Feel the floor underneath your feet and breathe. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Big breath hold for the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get all the air out. Now pause for a minute. And see if you can notice the difference now. What did we do? We noticed, we did an energy scan to see what energy we were feeling. We made a decision to take back our energy and we clapped our hands. Then we used the formula 5, focus, intention, visualization creates experience. So we tune into our consciousness, to the emotional terrorist, to the loudmouth, the critic, the judger in our head, between our ears. We put it in the elevator and we visualize that energy moving down, moving down, moving down, moving down, all the way down to the basement, to the bottom part of our spine. And we embedded our consciousness, our awareness right there at our center point. We embedded it there. We locked it in there. That's our new place of power. And we said, this is my new place of power. I'm breathing from there. I'm thinking from there. This is my center point. We do our butt squeezes. Easy to do, 7 butt squeezes. That is an incredible exercise, and on the last one we held it for the count of 7. And we felt the floor underneath our feet, felt our thighs, and just became aware of the difference between being in our heads and moving out to our center point. And then we started to move the energy with the energetic breath. Energetic breath. Tune into our center point. We imagine that our nose is down there. We're breathing from down there, not up here, down there. Breathing in through the nose for the count of 6. Holding it for the count of 3. Exhaling through the mouth. Shh, for the count of 6. Shh. Getting all the air out. Then breathing normally and pausing. Doing about a 5-second pause. And do it again. This is very important to get this sequence down that I taught you tonight, because we're going to be making quantum leaps in the high vibrational energy. But this is the framework to be able to disconnect, disengage from high vibrational energy, go from low vibration energy down here, high vibration energy in our bodies. When you're in your body, you're response able. You have the ability to respond to be here and now, especially in gaming, guys. Got to get out of your head. When you're response able, you're dealing with right here, right now. Got a girl in front of you? Boom, from this place, it's just about, great, let's do it. Take action. From here, it's like, I don't know, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. She might like me, she might not, I don't know. It's a great example of that if you ever watch Woody Allen movies. A great Woody Allen movie was Hannah and Her Sisters. Great movie when you want to see somebody who's just in the grips of the low vibration energy in their head. Oh, what if this happens? What if that happens? You want to get out of there. Out, disengage, foreign and hostile territory, out into your center point. Okay, wow, a lot of information, a lot of content on this class. So I'm going to take a few questions. See, it's getting towards the end of our time. So ask away, and I'll take a few questions before we get ready to wrap up for tonight. Okay, Austin, any tips on managing alcohol? Okay, I think I covered that. Yeah, covered the alcohol thing. Austin, just be aware for now. Just be aware of this thing. The low vibration energy says, hey man, everybody drinks. Have a few beers. What's the big deal? Hey, if you could see the hundreds and thousands of people who were victimized by that and let this low vibration energy get to them, it would really open your eyes for it. So just be aware of it right now, today. You don't have to do anything for now. Just keep an eye on it, okay? All right. Question. I'm interested in your thoughts on people who fight oppression, real or perceived, end up becoming the oppressors, those who stare along to the abyss until the abyss stares back at them. Well, Mark, this is a very good question. There's an old saying that says, if you lie down with dogs, you get fleas. So it's cool to, there's a saying that says in the Bible, it says, even though you can be in the world, not of the world. So, the low vibration energy is around us all the time, and it wants to suck us in. It wants us to react when we see injustice. It wants us to get down to their level, and that's one of the things why high vibration energy people are nonviolent. They're nonviolent because they go, whoa, people are throwing rocks at us or prejudice or anything. We're going to respond. Gandhi responded nonviolently. He changed the world. Martin Luther King responded nonviolently, changed the world. People are doing the same thing now. So you don't have to jump into low vibration energy to fight it. And this is the distinction. Now, they didn't have this knowledge then, but you guys do. Okay. Hope that answers your question. Mark Austin. So if you love a girl and she breaks up with you a year later, okay, I covered that. Take a job. Could you repeat the 2 new exercises? The 2 new exercises are simply when you're standing up, you're reaching. So you're going up like this, stretching that spine out. This is good for your aura too. Stretching, stretch, stretch, stretch. Doing 10 of these, and then hand on the hip like this, stretching it out. 4. Doing 10 of these. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. If you do these energies, it'll change your energy. It'll change your energy immediately. If you're slugged out, I recommend you do them in the morning. Every morning, you guys want to do your energy, because how you start your day is what you're in for. If you leave the house unprotected, you're vulnerable to low vibration energy. I'll talk more about that next. I want to give you a good routine. So practice what I taught you today, and you'll be all set. Any last questions before we sign off? Giving you guys gold today. So in our energy ritual, we do number 1, energy scan to see how we feel. Yes. Number 2, the energy exercise to open up our meridians. Yes. Focus, intention, visualization to get out of our head. That's right, Bach. And then after you're out of your head, you go into your center point. Really important. Not just you're leaving your head using the elevator visualization. You're at your center point, and you want to really get adjusted to being in your center point. That's why I say out loud, this is my place of power. I'm thinking from here. I'm breathing from here. This is it. And then you do your butt squeezes just to make the point. No way you can be in your head when you're doing your butt squeezes. Then after you do the PC squeeze, feel the floor underneath your feet, and just have the experience of being in your lower body. And then do your energetic breaths. Okay, Lewis, what is a good way to rescue yourself after you fail to resist temptation and jerked off and you're feeling down or out? Well, so you notice that feeling, Lewis? That feeling is, you have this urge. There's a voice that says, oh, you'll get some pleasure if you jerk off. Let's look at a little porn. Yeah. And if you jerk off, you'll feel good. Yeah. I want you to be aware of what that voice is. And now I want you to be wise. What did I say the definition of wisdom is? The definition of wisdom is to know the outcomes of your actions. In other words, know how you're going to feel, know how you're going to be thinking, Now you know you're gonna the emotions before you do it, not after, before. And so you know that voice is calling you to jerk off. So you do your thing, and after you jerk off, you feel empty. You feel depleted. You're like, ugh. Now, well, you've just been had. That's an example of you've just been victimized by the low vibration energy. That's exactly what I want you to do. Give you a little bit of pleasure. You got what? You scored it for a tenth of a second, maybe a second. And now you got a half hour of, oh, I feel terrible. Okay. First thing you don't want to do is beat yourself up. What I would do after that? I would do my energy exercises. I would do what I'm telling you to do. It works anytime, anywhere. And just say, okay, I'm taking back my energy. You can take back your energy anytime, any place, anywhere. Okay, Rasmus, beginning to change. Thank you very much for the content, Glenn. I'm already beginning to change my life. How many times should we do the grounding exercises a day? And is it preventative or more spot treatment? I recommend that you do them right now when you're only 3 times a day. They're easy to do. They're easy not to do. The low vibration energy doesn't want you to do them. High vibration energy wants you to do them so that you can free yourself. Remember, you guys, this first class is about learning energetic awareness to be able to free yourself. So take what I'm doing and run with it. If I give you an exercise and I do it 3 times, do it 10 times. Just get it down. The more you put into this, the more steps you take. 1 step to high vibration energy, it'll take 10 steps towards you. Okay? All right. I think that's going to cover it for tonight, you guys. Great being with you. You got some great work to do this week, and it's not work. It should be a pleasure because you're learning how to free yourself. You're learning how to be energetically aware, and you're moving up in high vibrational energy. And the rewards for doing so are unbelievable. They're so good. I can't even tell you right now. You wouldn't believe me. It's so good. So with that, we'll get together again next Tuesday. Until then, stay in high vibrational energy. And this is your teacher, Glenn Ackerman, signing out. Have a good night, you guys. Bye for now.